Good morning, everybody. It's your daily Vertical Genta Speaks, VJS. Welcome. Today's topic is flare up again, but we're not talking about it. I just wanted to mention, and that's why I'm even recording. I'm struggling a little bit. I miss streaming. I was playing on my computer, but I did something seriously wrong because Minecraft on the create mod, which I've been testing so that when I actually start the series, I can take it seriously and know exactly what direction to go in without having to use creative. Trial by fire. I need to at least know the basics before I agonize people with how little I know. Anyways, it crashed 3 times and now it won't open my save file. But I tried the pack that Echo gave me, and that one struggled to open, and then it decided to finally open. So I don't know. I reset my computer a bunch of times. It shut itself off twice. I don't think the computer overworked. The memory is getting full. I have 36.6 gigabytes free in my drive. Is that what it's called? The drive? I don't know anything about computers, so blech. What else has been going on? Man, revisiting the Yule thing that Stargazers did was crazy. I didn't know that there were 5 of them there at once. I wasn't there for that, but they did a circle of who's wholesome, who's a chaotic gremlin, who's sensitive, and who would burn the world down. And I was in between the burn the world down and being a very nice person. That's man, there's so many good moments on that stream. I cracked up on the clip of me and Misty talking, and me trying to, as a lactose intolerant person, giving my opinion on milk and being well, your guys' chocolate tastes weird, so it must be your milk product that is weird, right? Because the cocoa comes from pretty much all the same place and the same thing, right? There's less cocoa variety than there is probably ways you can make dairy product be a dairy product. I don't know what lactose is, but that's a thing. 2% milk. Is the rest water? I don't know. I'm not a milk head ever. Anyways, yeah, I was talking to Misty about that, and my stupid butt just said all that, and she's well, have you ever had Danish milk? Or not Danish, Dutch milk. Man, Danish and Dutch sound so similar. I get them confused. Culturally, I can tell them apart, but saying it, I've missaid the wrong country. I think so. Misty's from the Netherlands. Does that make her a Neanderthal? I don't think so. Is she Dutch? It would be Dutch, right? Spreche de Deutsch? Something German? I don't know. It's crazy. I didn't even think about that. Misty is the only one that knows 2 languages, and English is not the first one. Crazy. I'm do you dream in your native language? How does that work? Here's your daily mindfuck for the day. How do deaf people have dreams? Think about it. They've never heard sound, or maybe they don't hear enough sound. But the world doesn't communicate to them in sign language. So in their dreams, do they just... they can't... How do they interact with their own head? Can deaf people have, ringing in their ears? That humming sound in your brain? I don't know. It's wild, man. Living in a completely quiet environment for life after being able to hear even a little is crazy. I sat in the parking lot once when I wasn't doing too hot, and within my mom going into a store and then coming out, so 10-15 minutes, my ear, and I don't know if I had an ear infection or if it was strep throat that was getting really bad. I don't remember what it was, but my hearing literally disappeared in the car, and I was freaking out. I'm is this permanent? What if I forget how to say words in my head? what if I forget how to form sounds? It's crazy. Anyways, it's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to just ramble because I have a flare up and I took a bunch of meds and I could lay down and sometimes I can't, and then I lay down, sometimes I can't. You're hearing in the background, I'm watching what the hell is it even called anymore? Part 2 of fucking movie. Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 2. I finally watched the first one and paid attention very carefully to follow the plot, and I picked up on some stuff I completely didn't remember or like missed entirely. It's very interesting. I will say part 2 kind of muddied it. Like they were going in a good direction, but then they're kind of lore dumping all these characters. And there's a lot of probably so much Easter eggs in this. And I like the way it's animated. I like the art style. Everything about it is like a breath of fresh air compared to like I love Damien in the past movies they did, right? But like, damn, that art style got tired real quick. Let's see, what else was I going to talk about? I've been writing down my New Year's goals or whatever. I want to call it a New Year's bucket list, but I feel like that would concern people. Man, I'm having a midlife crisis, and I'm like, what if I die? What if I never come back from flare up and this is it? I'm like, whoa, deep. And I have to cope. I ate some maple sugar. That was nice. I used to be addicted to it, but like I'm actually doing pretty well at like doing vegetable low calorie snacks instead of like big snackish gorgeous meals all made of sugar, which is what you need to do to lose weight. Because my body is, I think, finally screaming at me, and it's like, Genta, you must function. If you do not function, we will die. That's what it's really what my body feels like. It feels like it's telling me you're dying, and it's not going to get better if you lay down or sit still. You need to walk, even if walking is like walking through a fog and haze with static. You got to do it. You got to move your muscles, you got to exercise, you got to move it. You got to build up stamina and strength. Without it, you would decay, right? It puts in perspective so much of like Iron Mouse's struggles, like how she could barely do 5 minutes on a treadmill, and then she got up to 15, right? I think she's like right now, I think she had a bit of a flare up and isn't doing too hot, but I think the furthest she could do was maybe a mile in a day, but she would do it in like breaks. Don't quote me on that, but I was very happy for her because that's pretty much what I'm feeling like. I gotta do something because I gotta do something while I can, because if I can't do something when I can, then that's gonna be a problem. Blah, blah, blah. What other interesting things? My jacket, I'm stalking like hell. Supposedly it could be delivered tomorrow, but they're saying Tuesday. I have the urge to buy a 3D model, but I don't have any use for it. I just need to like get a new outfit for like the old model. Like, it doesn't need to be complicated. I don't know. What have you guys been up to? How you been feeling? Are you drawing right now? Are you working? Are you driving a truck? What else is there? Are you playing a game? Is it Minecraft? Or is it League of Legends? Are you playing Overwatch? Are you taking a shower? You better not be listening to this while you're taking a shower. I know that was like a thing where people are like, oh, I love Bluetooth speaker. I can listen to music while I bathe or, like take a shower. Which I tried to do that. man, it's kind of like whatever. I mean, I could do that when I didn't get winded from showers. I took a normal shower, full body shower where you did hair and body. There's always a high risk that I could end up exerting myself, and it just kind of negates the effect of the whole shower, which it's like an exercise of futility, but it's exercise. I don't know. I did decent. I wasn't perspirating. I think that's the word I was looking for when I was like, what's the word when you're sweating but not really? Perspirating, where you have like just that like tackiness of like you feel warm but you're not quite sweating yet. I've been having that a lot. It also burns. But I think that's just because like my skin is stretched out to a point where it's like it has a name. I don't think it's cellulite. It might be another name to it, but it's like there's stretch marks and then there's like skin stretch marks. I don't know how to explain it. It's different. I guess on the legs it's different. It's like white, but when it's everywhere else, it's kind of like it has that like darker tinge to symbolize like a stretch mark or something when it's above the waist. But below the waist to my like thighs, it's like just the slightest different pale color with like you can tell where each hair follicle is like more spaced apart. That might be very TMI. I don't know. It's just things I notice about my body. I actually recorded another one of these. And I didn't post it because I got kind of TMI about lady bit stuff. Not like in detail or anything, but I mentioned it and I'm like, maybe that wasn't cool to say. I don't know. That was at like the end. I also, I talked about I talked about my childhood stuff. I don't know if you guys are listening. Let me know if this is entertaining to you, and I'll post that one because oh boy, that'll be way more entertaining. It's like, Genta, I want to know more about you. Tell me about your body. Yeah, I'll tell you about my body. I need to lose weight. That's my body. I want my jacket. I want to not sweat in my clothes. I want to go see Paida perform live. And then I don't really have... Well, okay, I was going to say I don't have any goals past that, like real solid ones that I would like be super mad if I never achieved. I guess outside of Paida in January, which is very soon, I would be upset if I never saw Has Been Hotel Season 2. And then I would love to be still alive when Amazing Digital Circus ends. Right. That's really morbid, Genta. I'm sorry. I don't mean it like I'm not going to do anything to me. No. I'm just saying, like, psychosis is bad. And you're at the mercy of the healthcare system at that point. And if you're not in the right hands, anything can happen. I've never had, like, a break to where I've wandered off before. Like, I'm not a flight risk. But that just means I'm, like, suffering in silence. And that's not much better either. I don't know. I enjoyed going to the Krankenhaus. I like going to the Nut House, the, like, crisis centers. They're nice. It's so nice for everybody to be on the same page, where we're all in a bad situation, and we don't need to have anything in common except for, yeah, we're in the shithole, without even having to, like, get into the details. But immediately most people open up, or you can just look at them and know their story. I love that. I think that's what church is to people. Like, when they're like, all right, turn to your neighbor and shake their hand. I hate that. I hated that because I thought about it too much, and I didn't want to touch anybody, but then that would be rude. And, I'm like one of the few kids that goes into, like, the main auditorium instead of going to, like, a kid class because I'm not, like, a real member of the church or whatever. I don't know. This was a long time ago when I was a kid. I don't like shaking people's hands, especially when it's demanded upon, I don't know if they still do that now that COVID was a thing. I don't think I've been to like physical church since I got rebaptized and I was having a flare up. That might have been like 16? No, wait, 19 I meant to say. 1918. It's fuzzy. I feel like I had like a very long stint of I didn't know if I was going to survive, but then I also didn't like bother to comprehend any of that, like keep it. Like I just lived through the trauma and I went, all right, useless, threw that away. But then I'm like, oh, memory unlocked, trauma. I feel like I'm growing up really backwards. I was a mature, kind, understanding child, and now I'm like, I'm scared. I don't know what to do. Holy shit. I can't believe I'm 25. If I think about it again, I'm going to start freaking out. All right, I haven't taken a lot of meds, but I would have to take more Ativan. And I don't want to take more Seroquel. It feels like you're hitting a wall. And it just, psych meds. Meant to numb ya. And then sometimes for some reason, because they don't make you happy, they numb and stabilize the chemical imbalance in your brain that stimulates your depression and endorphins. It doesn't give you an endorphin rush. That's not what my meds is. It's just more of like a sedative. It's to level you out. Basically what I learned is like Ativan is a trip killer. Not that I do any like stuff. But I did, I watch all kinds of content on YouTube, and this one guy did like harm reduction videos, and he like talked about like, oh, if you're having a bad trip, blah, blah, blah. And then like I remembered he said the word Ativan, and then years ticked by, and then I experimented with the various lowest dose of THC anything gummy. Doesn't bode well with me. Don't like it. It's only worked twice out of the 10 times. And I would cut a 10 milligram into like 2 milligrams or less. It really was just a sliver bite, and that tipped my bucket in not a great way. I don't know. I forgot what I was going to talk about. I kind of want to lay down. I don't think my phone's going to save this because it's running out of room. Thought about buying another phone just so I can edit clips. Oh, my fucking arm is asleep. I know I'm getting too big when my body weight make my arm sleepy. I don't know, I'm laying pretty good so far. I only managed to get like 1/2 of a muscle relaxer in. I'm having a very closed mouth day. Closed throat day, I mean. Or my throat just doesn't want me to swallow. Yeah. How was your Christmas? Did you get anything? Did you celebrate Christmas? What's Hanukkah? Did you get presents? Do you not get presents? What do we even want anymore? I mean, honestly. I want to start a small business. So many people I see on Instagram and TikTok do it, and it looks amazing. I want to make a Kickstarter for an enamel pen, but I need to find something that would easily get backed, and, there'll be a first one. I do research. Anyways, I'm rambling. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'm doing all right. I think I can hang up now, and if need be, I can come back and chat. Bye-bye.